Evening. I would like to welcome all the investors and analysts on this conference call. I hope you would have just received the detailed numbers as well as the presentation. Q3FY18 has been a good quarter with strong bounce back in traffic volumes across our projects as well as progress on construction front. A 24% sequential growth in toll revenues was achieved on the back of double-digit growth for Ahmedabad, Vadodara and Agra, Etawah projects, robust growth in Mumbai, Pune and new project additions. We have started tolling for Chitradurg Gulabpura project in November and are witnessing collections better than our projections. On the whole, our toll collection run rate has been encouraging for Q3 and continues to be strong in the current quarter as well. Coming to the construction segment, progress continues well for all the 7 projects under implementation. Construction order book now stands at approximately 7,400 crores, providing us good revenue visibility for the next 2 years. On the operational front, we have been able to keep our operational efficiencies intact as well. Despite the transfer of 7 BOT assets to Irb Infrastructure, we have achieved a 13% increase in PAT. The loss of EBITDA on account of transfer of assets has been more than made up by savings in financial expenses and depreciation. And the income from investment in InvIT and cash surplus has boosted income further. We now have a strong and leaner balance sheet, providing us a strong footing for bidding for large upcoming projects. The Bharatmala Road Development Plan, which was announced some time back, has rightly reflected in the budget provisions for 2018-19. The pipeline of project continues to be strong with almost 6,000 kilometers expected to be bid out by March and another 20,000 kilometers being targeted for the coming year. Most of these projects are likely to be on HAM EPC basis and a small portion will comprise of BOT projects as per our understanding. We have been participating in the HAM opportunities as well and will continue to bid for BOT projects as usual. The TOT projects also provide a good opportunity for us considering the balance sheet strength. IRB will be participating across these opportunities to build long-term business visibility while keeping the return profile intact. Now I will request Anil to give an overview of the financial performance. Over to you, Anil.
Thank you, sir. Now I will present the financial analysis of Q3 of FY18 versus Q3 of FY17, corresponding quarter of the last year. The total income for Q3 of FY18 has declined to 1342 crores from 1441 crores, a decline of 7% over Q3 of FY17. As explained earlier, that we have transferred the 7 assets to the InvIT, that has resulted in lower revenue numbers. The consolidated toll revenue for Q3 of FY18 also declined to 460 crores from 600 crores, a decline of 23%. Consolidated construction revenue for Q3 of FY18 has marginally increased to 836 crores from 811 crores over Q3 of FY17. EBITDA for Q3 of FY18 has declined to 676 crores from 773 crores, a decline of 13%. The interest cost reduced by 30% to 237 crores in Q3 of FY18 from 339 crores in Q3 of FY17. Depreciation has also reduced by 33% to 121 crores in Q3 of FY18 from 180 crores in Q3 of FY17. PBT has increased to 318 crores Q3 of FY18 from 254 crores, a growth of 25% over Q3 of FY17. PAT for Q3 of FY18 has increased to 207 crores from 184 crores in Q3 of FY17, registering growth of 13%. The EPS of the company for the quarter, not annualized, has increased to 5.90 rupees per share for Q3 of FY18 as against 5.24 rupees per share in Q3 of FY17, a growth of 13%. Now I will request moderator to open the session for question and answer.
Thank you very much. We will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handset mode while asking your question. Anyone who would like to ask a question, please press star and 1 at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Mayank Goel from B&K Securities. Please go ahead.
Hello, good evening, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to ask question. So just wondering, on the order front, as you said, the order bid pipeline is very strong, and as far as I know, 50,000 to 60,000 crore of orders have been open for bid. So just wanted to understand what is the position of our company in this front, how much orders we have bid for, and what is the amount that we expect to convert it in actual inflows.
So as I said, we will be participating across the spectrum. That would mean BOT, hybrid annuity, as well as upcoming TOT opportunity. At this point in time, we have around 3 projects where we have put in bids on hybrid annuity mode. Other than that, there is a strong bidding calendar in front of us over next 45 days. So we will keep participating as the tender dates become due. And as I said earlier, around 6,000 kilometers worth of projects are on the anvil for award in the next 45 days.
Yes, sir. Any number which we can get the kilometers you have bid for, the amount of projects?
I think it will be premature to announce those details. We will only let you all know once we have visibility on the tender results, in case if we happen to win any.
And so on the traffic, toll revenue front, the toll revenues have been good at 24%. Just wanted to understand what has been the average traffic growth for our assets.
Yeah. So basically, in this quarter, we have not seen any kind of tariff revision, and basically there is some project which has added during the quarter, and basically the traffic growth was in range of close to 9 to 10%.
Okay. And lastly, sir, could you give us some idea on this Atlantia deal with IRB of around $2 billion?
Yeah, we also read about it in the papers. Beyond that, I don't have anything to share at this point.
Okay, sir. Okay, lastly, sir, the other income of around 454 billion. So can you give it a breakup on the EPC on the BOT side?
Ma'am, do you have the copy of presentation with you?
Just 1 second. I think the results only are out. The presentation has been out. Yeah?
Alright.
I'll check.
So,
Hello?
Yes. The other income breakup is 23 crores from the construction segment and 23 crores from the BOT segment. And corresponding quarter of the last year, 23 crores was the construction and BOT was 7 crores.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. That's it from my side, sir.
Thank you. Anyone who would like to ask a question, please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Ashish Shah from IDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, congratulations on a good set of numbers. In terms of the results for the quarter, we see that the employee expenses for the company have risen quite sharply on a sequential basis as well as on a year-on-year basis. So any idea you could give on that?
Basically, considering the bonus and other things paid on the October month, and the Kaithal Rajasthan project got completed, and there was some incentive also paid, and same is accounted during the quarter.
Right. So, Anil, what should be the normalized level of employee expenses? Let's say for the full year, how much we could expect, and a normalized growth that one could look at?
For full year, if you want to basically have a construction segment only, In the construction segment, that will be roughly close to just about.
No, you can give on console basis also if you like.
Yeah.
As you think it is comfortable for you.
I think it will be based on the roughly current rate is total 270 crores is the total expenditure, and I think if you'll apportion in the equal quarters, I think that will be the broad range. So roughly 360 odd crores will be the total.
So I think Anil, you are giving the number including of admin expense. He just wants the salary expenses.
See, basically, if you look at the 9 months, we have total expenditure of 200 crores. So if you can add roughly 70 odd crores more, so roughly 260 to 270 crores will be total expenditure.
So basically, we are saying fourth quarter should get normalized back to around 70 crores.
Yes.
From 81 crores in the third quarter, because there were certain payouts, bonus payouts, and incentives which got paid during this quarter.
Yes.
Sure. On the construction business side, could you indicate what could be a good estimate for what could be a guidance for the revenue for the full year?
So as I said, the balance order book now remains at around 7,400 crores, which I said we will be executing over next around 9 odd quarters.
So basically, if you are talking about guidance for FY18, as we have talked about roughly 3,600 to 3,800 at the beginning of the year, since we have already achieved roughly 3,000 crores of turnover, I think fairly 3,800 is quite achievable.
3,800 looks achievable. Sure. I'll come back if I have more questions. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vibhor Singhal from Phillip Capital. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Thanks for taking my question and congrats on a great set of numbers. So two questions from my side. One is on the toll collection number. So if I look at the toll collection for this quarter, adjusting the last quarter for the 23 days of toll collection that did not happen, I see that probably Vadodara Ahmedabad reported around a 9% Y-on-Y growth in toll collection, and Agra Etawah is still quite muted at around 3%. Now, I believe in the non-InvIT projects that we have, these are the two projects in which we have, the initial traffic, of course, also was a little below our expectations. So are we seeing any pickup in these projects which can probably take these projects back to the numbers where we were earlier expecting them to be? Have you seen any change in the ground reality in terms of the parallel road that was impacting in the Vadodara Ahmedabad project and any such thing in the Agra Etawah as well?
So as far as Ahmedabad Baroda is concerned, certainly we had three-pronged strategy in place for turning around the project. One was improvement in the revenues, which is certainly happening, which is visible from the volume growth that has been witnessed. And second was on terms of interest rate saving, which also we have now achieved. And the third was with regard to the claim that we had with NHAI, which has now been sent to their head office where we will be further negotiating.
Okay.
So there has been considerable progress on all these three fronts as regards turning around this project is concerned. And on Agra Etawah, as you know, the project is still under construction, which also provides some disruptions on the traffic movement, as we had seen in Surat Dahisar in the past as well. But in terms of the overall visibility and the strength of the project, we are quite convinced that it will be a good project addition in our portfolio.
Fair enough. So in the Vadodara project, what approximately could be at this point of time the share of toll collection between the highway and the expressway?
If you look at roughly 1.2 crores as the ballpark gross collection, we are expecting around 50 odd lakhs on NE1 and around 50 odd lakhs on on NH8 and 70 lakhs on NE1.
70 lakhs on the expressway.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the current number that you're talking of.
Yes.
And so if I'm right, I think the tariff for NH8 probably is higher than the expressway. So is there a strategy also that we are putting in place so that there is a shift of traffic that we can move towards towards the highway? Sorry, anything that is being done on that part?
No, nothing of the kind.
Okay, so as it is, we're letting it progress as it is.
Yes. We have already seen good ramp up on NH8 from around 42 lakhs. It has now moved up to approx 50 lakhs.
Okay.
So we are seeing traffic coming back on NH8. because it provides a considerably good quality asset which is underutilized at the moment. And for somebody who's wanting to really use a quality road in a least possible time to reach between the destination, it offers a very good possible solution. So we believe that there is no need to tinker with the tariffs at this point in time, and we'll continue to watch how it plays out.
Fair enough. Fine. So, my second question is for Anil sir. If you can just if you can get the breakup of the order book project wise. So the Goa Kundapur, Sholapur, Deshi, what would be the individual amount of project value remaining in the order book at this point of time?
Yes. See, Kundapur will be close to 250 crores.
Yeah.
And basically, Rishi Aurangabad will be close to 150 crores.
Okay.
Agra Itawa close to 1100 crores.
1100 crores.
Yes.
Yeah.
Udaipur Gujarat border close to 1800 crores.
Yeah.
Gulabpur Chittorgarh 1900 crores.
Yeah.
Kishangarh Gulabpura 1550 crores.
Right. And the Sholapur Deshi will be completely exhausted, sir?
Roughly 30 odd crores, not significant amount.
30 odd crores.
Yeah.
O&M would be 656 crores, I suppose, which is there in the presentation.
Yes.
And Sindhudurg will be 150 crores.
Yes.
Fair enough. Cool. Thank you so much, sir. I'll come back in the queue if I have any more questions.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Alok Diora from IIFL Wealth. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, just had a couple of questions. One was on the bidding part. So, have we bid significantly for the hybrid annuity projects? Because whatever the tender pipeline is available by NHAI, the toll project is very limited. So, whatever we have bid now, would that be primarily for the hybrid annuity projects? Is that understanding correct?
Yes, you are right. So the three projects which we mentioned where we have submitted a bid are all hybrid annuity projects. Some BOT projects continue to be on the anvil on the NHAI website as well as on some state highways, and we will be continuing to look at that. We believe there will be more BOT announcements happening in next few months. That is the understanding we get to know. So as I said earlier, we will continue to look at opportunities and bid on all the three verticals going forward, which will include the deferred EPC mode, which is a hybrid annuity, and BOT and TOT as well.
Right. And sir, I just wanted some update on the Hinjewadi Metro. So like I think we were shortlisted. So any update on that, when the awarding could happen and when the project could start? I mean, and also the size of the project?
No, we haven't made up our mind on that project as yet. In case if we decide to go ahead, then we will certainly let you know.
Okay. Okay. So we have not really, I mean, we would be participating, or we are still in the...
I cannot disclose you that at this point in time.
Okay. 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 That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Viral Shah from MK Global. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Just wanted to know what is the key project-wise contribution during the quarter. Can we have that number?
On the toll side?
On the revenue, on the construction income side.
Basically, construction breakup is Rishi Aurangabad close to 200 crores, Karwar Kundapur 75 crores, Agra Itawa 230 crores, US BOT close to 180 crores, CG Tollway Private Limited close to 80 crores, and Sindhudurg Airport 30 crores.
Okay, fine, sir. That's it.
And balance is utility, septic, and other.
Okay. And secondly, sir, when do we expect the financial closure of this Kishangarh project to happen?
Yeah, I'm happy to share that we have now received all the final sanctions and the documentation is being formed up. I think we should be able to start the project very soon.
Okay. Secondly, and sir, as a project on this Chittorgarh Kolhapur picked up significantly post getting the appointment date?
Yes, the run rate is very strong at this point in time. We are expecting around 65 plus couple of lakhs here and there kind of run rate on a daily basis.
So can we expect the project to get executed, early?
No, I am talking about the toll revenues. The construction also has commenced.
Yeah.
And certainly as all the land issues are resolved in the project in the beginning itself,
Yeah.
we certainly are sure to complete it in time. Early completion, we would not comment at this point in time.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you and all the best for future.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Bharani Vijay Kumar from Spark Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. My question is on the TOT model. So, is my understanding right that over and above the 6,300 crores that NHAI is expecting as a one-time fee from the winning concessionaire, there will be a capex of about 900 crores for all these 9 stretches. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. So, this 6,300 plus the 900 would be, if we are the winning bidder, would be arranged through debt and equity, 70-30, roughly.
I won't be able to disclose how that whole mechanics will evolve at this point because we are still in the process of determining that.
Okay.
Largely, yes.
Okay. No, because why I'm asking this, at this size, it will be almost equivalent to our, yearly target of, getting 3 projects, the size. So that's why just trying to...
Yeah, but when you say size, it would mean from a capex perspective, but we have to keep in mind that we have to also look at the construction vertical that we have and providing sufficient work for them to grow as well. So from a financial standpoint, you are right, but we'll also have to look at bagging projects for the construction vertical.
Understood. And again on
as you all know that the hybrid annuity model is a less capital intensive vertical. So even if substantial capital is likely to get deployed towards the BOT or TOT side, the hybrid annuity is not likely to warrant much of capital infusion.
Understood. Fine, sir. On the same breath, this financial bidding for TOT has been postponed by, say, 2 to 3 weeks. Any particular reason?
I think you should pose this question to NHAI.
Understood. Thank you for answering the question, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Aditya Mongia from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir, and thanks for the opportunity. Sir, I wanted to focus on the Rajasthan Capital project. Now, the initial numbers which are coming across suggest that against the debt which is there on this project, fairly weak numbers to start with. So, just wanted to have your view on whether these numbers were expected to start with or you expect them to pick up over time.
Yeah, there are a couple of points which we'll have to look at. A, this project has been commissioned 5 months ahead of schedule. B, the tariff that we have levied presently is around 88% of the full tariff. And C, when we had backed this project, this whole corridor was under development mode. And we had looked at the traffic visibility on a whole corridor basis. Now, we have completed the project ahead of schedule, but the adjoining corridors happen to be still under construction, which is also providing a lot of deterrent in terms of the traffic from plying on it. And once those adjoining the corridors ahead and behind us also get done, I believe the estimated traffic should be back on the road, which is presently using a detour rather than using this particular route. And one more point I would like to highlight here is if you go to the Bharatmala presentation, which is out in public domain from the Road Ministry, you will notice that there are 2 specific corridors as a high density corridor identified by Government of India. And this Kaithal project corridor also happens to be a part of that, which will be a significant focus area for the Government of India in terms of developing it for decongesting the NCR region. So we are very certain that once these adjoining projects are tackled, we will see the estimated traffic that we had envisaged during the bidding stage. But till that time, you are right, it is presently giving a lower revenue count than what we had originally planned.
So would we have envisaged close to about 30 lakhs or more in this?
I think it was around 25 lakhs and we are presently doing around 18 lakhs. But that 18 lakhs is with a 88% number.
Understood, sir. Got it. So secondly, on the construction side of things, I just want to clarify, you actually gave a guidance for the full year. What was the number for the construction revenues?
See, basically, we will be able to achieve 3,800 crores.
3,800, you're saying?
Yeah, 38 billion.
That was some, I mean, that guidance was also around the same number.
Yes. So why I asked this question is it appears as if the last quarter would be a good decline on a YY basis. Is that the right way of looking at things? So backlog would start impacting the execution from fourth quarter onwards. Is that the right way to look at things?
No,
I didn't get that. Sorry.
I didn't get it.
So I guess would fourth quarter be a decline according to your numbers then? On a YY basis?
We have completed.
On the basis of guidance, yes. On terms of execution, it might be a surprising one.
Okay, so the related question was actually on the backlog now being at your estimate of full year at less than 2 times book. So what is the strategy going forward for next year in terms of adding order inflows and thus growing the backlog from where it is today?
So as we have stated in the past as well, in terms of our execution capacity, I think 500 kilometers worth of road projects is something bare minimum we will look to back. And now having decided to participate on the HAM side as well, I don't see that there will be a problem in terms of getting that kind of order visibility for the construction vertical.
Understood, sir. That answers my question. Thanks a lot. Those were my questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we take the next question, we would like to remind our participants you may enter star and 1 if you wish to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Srinidhi Karlekar from HSBC. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the opportunity. Sir, when we used to target this BOT project, we typically used to target something like 18% equity IRR, if I'm not wrong. Sir, what would be similar IRR when you are targeting this hybrid annuity projects, or it would be looked in a different way?
Yeah, it's a good question. You're very right. When we look at the BOT bidding, we look at 18% equity IRR in terms of the equity that we'll be investing on the project, other than the construction profit that we will be booking. Whereas when we look at hybrid annuity project, we are looking at a deferred EPC. That's the way we look at it. That's the way the nature of the project, to my mind, is. So the right way to look at a hybrid annuity is to look at the retaining the construction margins that we have been having in the construction vertical, which is in the range of 11 to 12% PAT. And I think that is something which we will be able to certainly achieve on the HAM projects that we'll be bidding on. I wouldn't look at it from an IRR perspective. I don't think the industry looks at it that way either. So it will be more of an order book and the EBITDA and the PAT margins on the construction vertical that we'll be able to generate from these projects.
Okay. And sir, this 18% equity IRR that we target, that excludes, like I'm asking on the BOT front, that excludes construction income, or it includes construction income?
It excludes construction income.
It excludes, okay. And sir, in hindsight, if you see some of the projects that we won, there were some of the things that were beyond company's control, like say Ahmedabad, Vadodara, where we have a parallel road, then this IRDB Kolhapur project. The traffic were much below our expectation, or those projects were asked to close. But in hindsight, sir, do you believe that in BOT project we should target higher IRR because some of the risks just can't be factored in your model?
These are aberrations. Our experience on the BOT over the last 20 years has been extremely good. We haven't experienced any issues with regard to the BOT model as such. When you discuss about Kolhapur, I would say that Kolhapur strictly is or was not a user pay concept project, because it was a city development for which users were supposed to pay on entering and exiting the city. So it was not technically a user pay concept. So the city had resistance in paying toll, and the government had to foreclose it, for which they are compensating us. So it won't be a correct comparison. But Ahmedabad Baroda is one project where again we have been having a very strong concession agreement which provides for all the required remedies that would be warranted to tackle the problems that we are facing. And on the execution perspective, I think whatever was possible in terms of reduction of interest rates, improving the revenue visibility, all that is being done by the company. So overall, I wouldn't say the BOT experience has been a bad one. On the contrary, I would say that it is one of the best methods to bid out projects from a government standpoint.
True. And so last one, if I may. So you have raised this claim to NHI. So how do you see it progressing in, say, next 6 to 12 months? What could be the direction in which it can progress?
I assume that you are asking about the Ahmedabad Baroda claim.
Yeah.
So there it was delayed a bit because of the state elections, but as per our understanding, the findings of our or the response to our claim and their findings has been sent by the what we can say the project unit of NHAI to their headquarters. And now we will be taking up with the headquarters with regard to the claim and the remedy available. And in case if required, it will go into the arbitration mode, wherein now government has set a fixed timeline of 1 year. So I think it is progressing in the right direction, is what all I can say right now.
Okay. And if it goes to arbitration, I guess 75% would be deposited with some guarantees, right? That has been there.
To winning an arbitration award.
Okay, winning the arbitration. Okay, fair enough. And that's it from my side, sir. Thank you.
But arbitration process has been defined to be concluded in a year's time, which gives us a good amount of comfort in the timeline perspective.
Okay, sir. Fair enough. Thank you. That answers.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rajesh Agarwal from Money or Investment. Please go ahead.
Hello. Sir, what is the status of the...
So sorry, Rajesh. There's a lot of disturbance from your line. May I request you to speak on the handset mode?
Hello. Yes. So, sir, what is the update on the case pending in Pune Session Court?
At the moment, there is no update. As it was filed, and in response to that, we have filed a discharge application.
Okay.
And the hearing is yet to happen.
Okay. None of the hearing has begun?
There is only one hearing.
Okay. And any feel which way the case is moving? No.
No. I mean, again, the question will have to be posed to the Honorable.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Prem Khurana from Anand Rathi. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Thanks for taking my question. So my first question was with respect to our other comprehensive income. So there appears to be a 50 odd crore rupees of negative number there. So what does that pertain to?
Yeah. See, InvIT basically as per Ind AS adjustment, we have to do a mark to market. So that pertains to that only. Whatever the reduction has happened in the investment of the InvIT investment.
Sure. Okay. And sir, if you could help me with the equity requirement and how would it be phased out over the next 2 to 3 years? I mean,
yeah.
And also if you could help me with the debt number between consolidated entity and standalone and MRM.
Yes. So basically, in terms of equity requirement, that is close to 1,400 crores. Roughly 800 will be required in next one financial year, and balance 600 odd crores will be required in subsequent year.
Sure.
In terms of the debt, basically both MRM and IRB put together, gross debt will be roughly 3,000 odd crores, and SPV debt is roughly 9,800 odd crores.
And how about cash number? How much is the cash available with us now?
Yeah. Total cash available is basically roughly 2,000 crores.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abhishek Agarwal from Prithvi Finmart. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, my question is related to toll collection. Like there is a lot of talks is going on that physical collection will be replaced by the automation or something. So what's your view on this? How much time it will take, and will we require to do any capex for that?
Yeah, I'll answer it in two parts. As regards the automation related part and revenue getting digitalized form of revenue generation, now we are generating almost close to 20 to 25% of the revenue is generated on the digital platform. And as regards the target is concerned, we would certainly want more revenue to come from this platform, and for that all the lanes are being upgraded to hybrid lanes where the RFID tag user can use any of the lanes, for which NHAI will be giving a change of scope to take care of the capex involved in that. So once that process happens, certainly more revenue will be getting generated from the digitalized format. And to answer your second part of the question, no, we won't be incurring any capex for that.
Okay, sir. That's from me. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Aditya Mongia from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead.
Yes, thanks for the opportunity again. Just a clarification, what is the status of the Kolhapur project? Is it now completely out of company's books, or is there still something pending on that side?
Yes, there has been a positive development. Now MSRDC has confirmed the claim amount, and additional 100 crores has been just released few days back. So out of the 454 crores that we would be receiving, now earlier they had released 50 crores. They have now released additional 100 crores, and we are hopeful that the balance payment also should come in next 2 to 3 months.
So essentially,
we would be paid back all the investment that we have done in the project.
So the debt amount of 400 crores gets taken out from here, and then what is remaining is ours. Is that the way to read through it?
I think the outstanding debt is not 400 crores.
It's roughly 220 odd crores.
Okay, so 220 odd crores gets taken out from this, right?
Yes, yes.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thanks for that. That was my question.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parikshit Kanpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Congrats on good set of numbers. Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, we are considering bidding for the deferred EPC contracts, basically HAM. So in future, is there any possibility that we may also start directly bidding for EPC projects?
Yeah, if hybrid annuity also is stopped, then we'll bid for EPC projects.
Okay, so you may go directly, as a direct contractor then.
Yes, we had started our career in the same way.
Yeah. And so just on the margins, I just missed, probably I think this was asked earlier. So what kind of EPC margins will be looking at in the HAM projects? I just missed that.
I would like to say that we will be willing to retain our present EPC margins of around 10 to 11% PAT.
Okay, but EBITDA level?
PAT margins.
But EBITDA level, what will be similar to currently what we are booking?
No, I think EBITDA will be not right way to look at it, because we have said in the past that our EBITDA is higher because we have lower direct expense, more depreciation because of owning of equipment, and no rentals that we pay out like other construction contractors do. So the right way to look at comparative would be to look at the PAT numbers, and PAT would be in the range of 10 to 11% is what I can say.
Okay, but for modeling purpose, how much one should consider here? Because this is going
Parikshit, what I would suggest is the way today also our EPC is structured, as far as net income is concerned, you can assume the same kind of profitability. How it gets split before that is something that perhaps even the accounting for SPV, etc. would consider or would depend on. So to that extent, it's best to assume that what is the net profitability that's coming in, and you can work backwards the way you want.
Okay. And are you going to incur any significant capex for taking up these projects, or?
No, no.
Okay. Okay, sir. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vibhor Singhal from Phillip Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Sorry to trouble you again, sir. I just missed out the number of the standalone debt and the equity requirement. Can I just please have those numbers, please?
Yes. Standalone debt, both MRM and IRB Ideal on gross level is 3,000 crores.
Okay.
And basically, equity required is roughly 1,400 crores. Out of that, 800 will be required in next 1 year, and roughly 600 crores will be required in subsequent year.
Fine, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the last question. I now hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Yeah, we would like to thank all of you for taking time out and joining us on this conference call. We look forward to have you again with us when we come out with the audited results for period ending March. Till then, have a very good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of Irb Infrastructure Developers, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.